So I just got this guitar, 50 bucks. But I wonder how this compares to this. This $50,000 guitar. Oh, unbelievable. And can I, with just some basic tools, make this $50 guitar play and sound a little bit like this $50,000 guitar? Let's go! So today I thought it would be fun to look at the extremes, like what does money get you when you go all in, and what do you get when you get the cheapest possible? So this is the cheapest guitar I could find. The philosophy must have been, how can we make a guitar as fast and cheap as possible so we can all benefit from the low price? But what can we expect from such a guitar? Is it even playable? How does it sound? Is it a good guitar to start out with? Or is it the worst gift for a beginner guitarist you can possibly buy? And I'm comparing that to the holy grail for vintage acoustics and maybe even the most copied guitar of all time, the Martin Dreadnought. And to be more precise, a D28 from the year 1943. And thank you so much for letting me use this guitar for this video. So this is a guitar from the so-called golden era of Martin guitars, and it is extremely rare, hence the price of $50,000. So this guitar is roughly 1,000 times more expensive than this one. But does it sound 1,000 times better? So first we gotta talk about the obvious, right? This D28 does not sound like a $50,000 guitar, right? Nothing does. Nothing ever will sound like a $50,000 thing. The value is not only the sound, but also the fact that this guitar is highly collectible. So there's only a few left, let alone in this remarkable condition. So that drives up the price, just like a painting. It's a sound you can only get out of a vintage guitar. These high quality guitars, they do get better year after year, and it's not something you can just fake. Action is just ridiculously high. The neck feels like horrible. I just don't know what it is, but I've never felt this shape before on a guitar, and that's probably for a reason, because it just doesn't feel very comfortable. The frets are sticking out at the top of the bottom. They're totally smudged and covered in paint. This has got to be the most horrible paint job I've ever seen on a guitar. The rosette is just a sticker that's been smacked on poorly. There's glue literally everywhere, like the insides, the outsides, and it smells. What is that? There's a lot of brown. What happened putting this guitar together? There's like brown stuff on the inside. We gotta talk about the tuners as well. Like when I turn these, it's like nails on a chalkboard. It feels scary to turn them even. The intonation is way off. When playing a chord down low, it's in tune. When I go higher, it's out of tune. The bridge at the back is actually coming off. There's no contact, and whenever I pull the strings or push the bridge, I see it wiggling, and I'm really afraid it can come off when I tune the strings. It's honestly pretty dangerous, I guess. And the saddle is just completely hanging forward. I mean, honestly, this guitar is just a piece of junk. But before you think you have to spend massive amounts of money on a guitar, which you don't, let me be clear about that, let's do another demo. is almost 80 years old, and when you look at it, there's a lovely patina on the top and on the back, everywhere, to be honest. It just tells a story, every scratch, everything, but it still feels so sturdy and beautifully built. And if you got some experience playing and holding fancy guitars, you just know you can't fake it. So first of all, the thing that stands out most is the neck of the guitar. It's super comfortable. It actually feels thinner than my D42, which surprises me. Also, the guitar is so much lighter than my D42. And even the insides look beautiful, and that's always a tell of a great guitar. Creating more than you thought was possible. The sound is also extremely balanced, from thick lows to a lively mid-range and a crisp top end, and it's unexpectedly lightweight, and that's why it's so resonant. The age of the wood made it dry, super stiff and super resonant, so somehow I always like lightweight guitars, and I think this is no exception. It honestly feels like it's punching you in the belly when you strum the chord. You just feel the kick of the body. It doesn't do anything. When I play the chord, I just don't feel the body or the guitar resonating at all. The sound just pops off the strings into the void. The guitar doesn't enhance the sound, it doesn't do anything. I guess if you just have a piece of wood with strings attached, it would probably sound the same. There's also massive amounts of glue, as I told you, and that just sucks the life out of the tone entirely. Playability is more important to me than anything. It doesn't matter how good a guitar is or how good it sounds. If it plays badly, I just don't want it. I wanted to take some height off of the saddle. Turned out there wasn't a whole lot of room to lower it, but I did my best. So there was a thing stuck under the bridge, a piece of wood. This didn't do too much to the guitar actually, so I figured the nut slots needed some attention. This is already beyond what you can expect from a beginner, but let's just give it a try. This made playing down at the lower frets a little easier, but honestly... Okay, so that didn't work. I can't get the action lower than this, and it's still way too high. So that means the whole construction is just bad. You can't have this guitar and let it play nicely. You should not buy this guitar, because I also bought a few guitars that are a little more expensive, but still pretty cheap and affordable. And these, well, these aren't that bad, to be honest. Don't buy the cheapest guitar on Amazon. Maybe a better idea, check out second-hand guitars.